Okay, I think we can start in 1 minute. Yeah, shall we start? Okay, so yesterday we went through the source demo application for testing and we wrote some test cases in automation. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so we went through this. We specifically wrote a test case for standard user. And I gave us an assignment to explore this site and see what test cases we can automate on this site. So tell me, were you able to explore? And do you have the test cases that you want us to look into today?
For me, I didn't join the class yesterday, so I'll go through the video today, the recording. So I can be able to follow up and then do the assignment. Then probably in
Oh
the next
yeah,
class,
Philip, you
or
were not in class yesterday. Oh, we did a lot in class yesterday.
I'll cover up via the channel or watch the
Okay,
video.
okay, that's fine. Um, I didn't notice. Tosin, were you in class yesterday? You live some.
No, I was not.
Yeah, I
No,
knew
I was
it.
not in class.
This is not so good. I think the people that were in class yesterday are currently not in class right now. And Kemisela was in class. I think she asked a question. Am I right?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I
Uh,
remember you.
I
Uh,
wrote test cases, just that my PC is dead now, but I can still remember a few of them off head. So
okay.
I'm joining my phone.
Oh, you joined with your phone. Oh,
Yes. So there is I wrote for blank feeds, blank username and blank password.
okay,
Then I also wrote for using number on the username field instead
okay.
of instead of the username that they said we should use there.
Oh,
And I
okay,
also wrote for blank username only, then blank password only as well.
okay.
Then
Okay.
I test UI design, like the design should be according to what it's supposed to be. Yeah, something like that.
That's nice. You have come up with a lot of negative scenarios. Yeah. Which is part of one of the techniques of software testing that every QA should know. Um, Positive and negative, um, gray, and edge cases. So for every test scenario you should have at least four checks for them. The positive part, which is the good part, the negative part, the edge cases, and the gray areas.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't know how we are going to like write them in automation, because most of the negative tests I feel like they can only access them manually. Like
Yes,
testing,
I was about to get there. So when it comes to automation, mostly what we do is validation. For example, we have different users here. According to this application, there are about 6 users. So let's assume this application recognizes 6 kind of users, and this kind of users they have different access levels. Sorry, I'm trying to stop a call here. So let's assume this users has different kind of access levels, right? This one is a positive user, a standard user. And this standard user is expected that this user should be able to log in successfully. That is the actual expectation, right? But as a tester, testing this, not as a manual tester, but as an automation tester, all you have to do is to do what? Validate these fields, right? So you go back to the description, technical description. What are the criteria for username? Are they supposed to be just letters and numbers, numbers, and special characters, and so on? The length too. You check for the length, you check for what other thing? So password, I know password usually have all those kind of requirements where you will have uppercase and lowercase and password length and so on. Now, this you can do by using a regular expression validation to check, right? Just in case you don't know what regular expression is, it's very simple. Call something regular expression validation checks. So in short, it is validation you are going to use just to okay, look at this now. We call it regex for short, but it is regular expression. They are sequences of character that define a search pattern in text. They can be used to validate text based on complex criteria and match. So when you use regex pattern to validate those fields, it will cover all of the requirements whatsoever, whether the user enters a blank stuff or not, whether they enter a right password criteria or not, whether it will cover all possible what scenarios for such kind of fields. So um you mentioned this, so I just wanted us to look at some examples. For example, when you see a pattern like this, you see special characters there, you see brackets, you see normal letters, you see whatever there, and then the message is saying message if input is invalid, the format of blah 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 blah. Today's class is not really focused on this, right? But it is one of the stuff as you go on in automation. Let me put this here. It's one of the stuff as you go on in automation, how to what validate fields. So all those scenarios you mentioned, when it's username only blank, or when username or when password only blank, or when password fulfills criteria or not, or when blah blah blah, all those scenarios, you just write it in one single validation test, and it will do all of those checks. So yeah, you see different patterns for phone numbers. For let me send this link to us. We probably need it in the nearest future. Mm, this. Okay, we'll call it regular expression validation. But it's like I said, there are some manual test cases that you will write, and by the time you are trying to automate, you have to like omit them, squeeze them out, or even join them together to some other test cases. Why? Because like this one now, you will cover manual multiple scenario in just one validation check. Just imagine that. In just one validation check. Just imagine that. Okay, so yeah, let's continue. I want us to continue with what we started yesterday. Where's that site again? Okay, so this is this site here. We created a valid login, right? For this standard user, and we use secret source. Let's log in again and see this and this and this. Good. Yep. Now, don't like this one. My intelligent. This is not our class. Uh, okay, this is our class here. Okay, so we have this class here. We, like I said yesterday, we have not really added any other dependency. Right now we use our testng, the login, and the log4j, and that's all. We also have, of course, Selenium Java. And then we wrote this test. We were able to separate our test into different project pages, into different projects. This is the source demo project, and this is the web form project. So for the source demo project, which we wrote yesterday, um, we wrote one class for mappings to be able to map some web elements, right? And we also showed us how to inspect and get what web elements. And the same thing here for pages. We wrote the page objects, right? And then after that, we went ahead to write the test. We went ahead to write the test. So we wrote one test. Yeah, test demo standard login for standard user login test. So like I said, there are different kind of users, right? Let's quickly see how different kind of users work in this particular test, right? So we said there is also logged out user login test. Yes, there is logged out user. If you come here, you log out, we have what? Logged out user. And what is the expectation? Every time you want to write a test case in automation, you go back to see the expectation manually. Try to reproduce. Like this now, I will try to see what is the expected result. I mean, it's not enough to look through the test case documentation to see that, oh, this is what they expect. You go back yourself and check what is the expected result, okay? So for a locked out user, this is what we want to see. We want to see that this user cannot log in successfully, and also that this message is displayed here like this. So if you inspect this, for example, the logged out user, don't forget, click here, it will highlight what? The web element for you. So it has highlighted it here, and you can see the class, the placeholder, the and test data for those that use test data for maybe Cypress and Co. There's also ID. Selenium is advisable you stick to ID, to CSS selector, and perhaps expert. Okay, so you have something called what? Username. So I can use this. Oh, we already have username yesterday, right? So we don't need to inspect for username anymore, right? So if you go to password too, we don't need to inspect for password anymore. Let's see for login what happens. For login, I think this was the same thing we used for login. We don't need to do this anymore. All we now need to do is what? Is to get this text and confirm that what? This is being displayed. So we have something like this here. A let's highlight again to be sure. Okay. So it's inside a div. This is the start of the div. And where is the end? I think it's this one here. And then we have the H3, we have the message itself. The message itself is within an H3, right? And then what other thing? So we can actually just do a get text here, right? Can actually just do a get text here, and it's going to do what? He's going to get a test for us. But let's see how we can get the CSS selector for this field. So you come here and copy CSS selector. Okay. So let's go ahead and see where we can put our mapping for that. Let's just put everything in one page. Okay, so we already have the login button, the username, the password. So we can do one for, let's say, I'd find by. Okay, don't know this yet, but I will confirm. So we want to confirm what? Locked out user. Confirm locked out user message. Not this thing clicking. Okay, confirm locked out user. Web elements, confirm locked out user. Locked out user. Now, let's see what is the CSS I copied. It should be this. This is CSS. Oh, Control Z. Okay, should be like this. Yeah, should be like this. This is the CSS I copied, and this is what you're going to confirm. When you go to, let's see, under pages, we can perhaps create another method for it and say, no, public void, confirm or get locked out user text. Yes. So get locked out user text. Where's this one? Get locked out user text. So you are going to pick what? The web element from here. What is it? It's exactly confirm locked out user. And then you are going to pass the what? The get text method to it. And that is what we have. Now for this method here, don't forget, in your test, you still have to call it. And let's go to test now. Now, this is the test for what? Locked out user. We said yesterday that you don't say because you have tested login, then you will now continue from there. No, you will start. Every test has to be what? Independent. That is, from the launching of the browser to launching of the application or whatever, to do or to what? To logging in and all of that. So whatever the scenario is, they all have to start from the very beginning in order to avoid flakiness. Okay, Kemisola, you're asking a question.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to ask that, okay, if we test for valid login now and we
Okay.
want to test for another login, do we need to call the URL again?
Okay, you're saying, do we need to call? Of course, that's the explanation I've been saying. I'm saying that all of your tests has to be independent.
Okay.
Okay, in order to avoid flakiness. That is, you have to always start from the beginning of the step. If you want to log in as this user, put yourself in the shoe of that user. How will they access that resource? Number one, you go to the browser. Number two, you go to the URL. Number three, you do what? You enter your username and your password, you log in. If it were in manual testing, you might just jump and say, okay, because I'm testing it, I've already tested it, let me go on. But when it comes to automation codes and you have a lot of things to write, you just, I don't know if, I know you guys are new to automation, but dealing with really large automation frameworks, I'm talking from experience now, it is really difficult when you have thousands of test cases to execute and you continue test cases from the previous ones, it will result into flakiness. It will not fly. The only way out is when you decide that all of your test cases has to start from the very beginning to avoid what? Flakiness. I mean, you can read up on it. One of the things you do to avoid flakiness in test automation. So you see this that is here, it is part of our test steps. We can't remove it. The what's the name now? The base test has to run first, has to be executed first. This is like this because we are still writing test cases. We have not set up a full framework. A full framework, all right, might decide to separate all of the URLs and environment from the base test. And when time you go to the test base here, you will not be seeing this URL. You will not be seeing this because why? You are probably dealing with two, three, four environments and a testing environment, an integration environment, and so many environments. So you can't just put the URLs here, and then you may also probably testing with different URLs too. There's this URL linked to another URL, linked to another URL, and so on. So you just have to create maybe a data properties file somewhere here. Usually we always create it in our uh, not target, somewhere here in our resource. Yeah. Initially, we usually create the data properties files in our resource, and then we try to add those data in the properties file, and then you read it from there and you get it. Don't worry, don't no need to jump these steps. We will get there when the time comes. So you understand what it means to build a robust framework. But writing of test cases is what we are dealing with. You have to understand how you write, you inspect your elements, how you write your page elements, how you call those elements in your test, right? And what other thing? And one of the other thing is what? Following test steps, all right? So yeah, those are the things we are looking into this week and trying to cover. Is that clear? Is there still any other question you have?
Yes, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So, this is test base, which what launches your browser and then sets the URL and all that. You might decide not to put this here. It's not really relevant, but you can put it there too if you want. Let me remove it. So you have your test steps, and then the next thing is you want to access the what? The username and the password. And where do you have your username and the password? Is right inside here, right? Inside the source page. And for you to access it, you do what? You instantiate it. And that's what we are doing here. Instantiation of what? The source demo page. Okay? So now that we have instantiated that, we have the source demo object here that we access all of the methods. Okay, so we have this one. What's the first step? Your what? Username. By the way, what are we supposed to input this time around? Let's go back. We're supposed to input username as logged out user. So if you come here and you call your input standard password, that means I will rename that to just input password. So that, yep. So let's go back and see if we can rename this to input password. Where did you do it? Inside here. Input username. This will be input username, right? So this input username, fortunately for us, we have only called it like a few times. So we can just easily refactor. So we have input username. For this username here, it is what? Logged out user. See, for this username here, it is what? Standard user, right? So you have logged out user, and then you want to input the password. You do this too. Dot what password? Um, that should be also input standard password. Let's rename this also. So since we have only one password, so it will just be input password, right? We have only one password so far as I know. Secret sauce. Password for all users. They all use only one password. So we put in here password. Let's see if we can rename this here. Input password. Okay. And then I come here and okay, so what's the next thing? You want to confirm. Okay, so once the user clicks, right? This one is just a normal click. Then the next thing is to get the logged out text. Good. Then now yesterday we said we need to discuss something called assertions, right? Assertions are like they are different from validations. Let's go to Google again. I will show you. Okay. I don't know why this URL is giving me. Selenium assertions. Okay. I don't know. There is Selenium itself. Assert and verify. Okay, let's see. Aha, this is what I'm looking for. Now, you see on that page that something is displayed, right? But we want to assert. Assertion is like confirm, right? Like check, verify. It's different from validation. Validation is the one I talked about the other time, when you want to check that every possible scenarios um has gone through certain conditions, right? But this verify is different. We define verification and validation in the first class, if I remember. Can anyone tell me the difference again? Difference between your verification and your validation. Your knowledge of that will help you in understanding that validation is different word verification. Now, this assertion here is like you are verifying, right? So we expect, according to what we have here, we expect that we will have this what displayed. And of course, we can get the text like we have done, but it is not enough. We want to ensure that this user cannot proceed further. And we have to add what? An assertion. Okay. Now, according to Selenium here, I decided to come straight to Selenium's own documentation, just so you see. Um, okay, this was written inside the page object. So inside the one we wrote the other time, you can actually add an assertion message here and say assert that, okay? Assert that maybe the web element, right, is equal to or the expected value is equal to the actual value. You assert that the expected, what is the expectation? The expectation is epic sad face. Sorry, this user has been locked out. So you want to assert that this is equal to what is being displayed. Okay, so you can use assert that. And there are other assertions. I expected Selenium to display those assertions here. Okay. Yeah, there is assert equals. There is assert that the ones we've been looking at is assert that. See, assert that. And there is assert equals. That's not the only one. Um, which other one? Assert false, assert true. Yes. What other one? There's so many of it. But I expected they should have a list here that we can just quickly go through. Okay, let's see what this browser stack is trying to do here. Browser stack. Uh, okay, this one use assert equal. We could use assert equal too for our stuff because it's like it matches the scenario we are trying to describe. So, but no, it doesn't really match it. I think assert that will work. The assert that will work. Assert true. Assert true is when you want to verify that this something is true or false. Boolean. Okay, assert false, the same thing as assert true. And there is also assert null. There is assert not null. There is also something called soft assertions, right? So for soft assertions, you can import it directly from test-ng. Test-ng assert dot what soft assert. So today, let's see, we will do one assertion from Selenium itself. Then we'll do another assertion from test-ng, which is soft assert. So let's see which we will use now. Let's go to our source demo page here where we wrote this lockdown user. So after this line, you can actually write and assert that. Assert. Assert. No. Let's see how Selenium has put it here. Okay. We have Here's our assert that again. It's the same picture. Okay, yeah. Assert that driver dot do find element something 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 something. So why is this not showing the imports? Let's go to Selenium wiki. Oh, it's directing us to the same thing. Okay. Okay. Um, okay, let's just use that. Okay, assert that. Now what do we want to confirm? So we want to confirm that let's see how it is used. We want to confirm that from that login page we get this text and it is equal to the text. So we already have this here. So we can say assert that this thing that we want to get here, which is the text, right? Then yes, we can say contains. So we can do something like this. Assert that the logged out user get text contains why let's look at this error. Get class Selenium import org dot bank Selenium dot yeah dot um, okay. Okay, let me look for it. It should be not just from test ng, from okay, Selenium. Okay, can also get assets from test ng directly, not just from Selenium. Okay, let's use this. Let's use this import here. Instead of assert equal, I will now import assert that. Okay, guys. Let's see how this works. So we have assert that. Which one are we using? Okay, assert that. Huh? Why am I still having a no source demo to test routes? Our library. Okay. Okay, let's see that. So what? Enable setting. What did he add to our POM? Let's see the POM again. It was adding something. Test ng. Test ng compile. Test ng test. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this error here. This error here. Let's do it again. Okay. Assert equal. I don't want to use assert equal, but let me hope I can use assert that. Assert. Is it only assert equal that is available? Search true. I don't know what is happening to assert that. Okay, so let's just use assert equal for now. So we already have this here. You know, when you say get text like we did yesterday, you already know what it means. You want to get a text that is being returned to maybe to the surface that is being displayed. That's just a simple summary. The text that's being displayed here, where is the application? The text that is being displayed here, it is going to get epic sad face. But you want to ask, I want to confirm that this epic sad face that it's being returned, the text that's being returned is exactly as it is being returned, right? It's not broken, it's not giving another message, and so on. So you will say this is the expected thing I want to expect, and then you will now, it's like you're comparing what this will return to what is expected. And what is expected, let me copy it again. Just in case this intelligence is giving me the wrong thing. I'll paste it here. Sorry. Okay, so now that we have an assertion here, it's going to be easy in the text we have written here. There's a text. Yes, get logged out user. So it's going to do both lines. It's going to read both lines and it will confirm it for us. So now let's execute this test and see how the result will be like. Okay, so what happens first is that your project is we build. You can also build it separately before executing. Like you build from here. You build your project. Let's see what this is doing here. Okay. So build bad login. Yes. Okay, so we have this. Let's see what it is returning. Okay, we didn't ask it to return anything. Shall we try to ask it to return something? Let's say, yeah, I decided to add a word, a system dot how dot print line, a system dot out dot print line, and say, no, and then to this, all these statements, put it inside the print. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, it will not fly. Why? Remove redundant call to print. Okay, except I assign this to maybe a variable. I can say let's assert just and then say remove this whole thing. What? Da, 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 da. Okay, remove expression. Let's see how I can do it again. Except if I do assert true. Assert true. Yes, assert true. If I use assert true, I can say Boolean accept. Shoot me. Okay, so okay, let's remove this again. Let's see how this assert true works. Assert true confirm. This is going to change. It's going to change. Sorry. Go back. Let's see how assert true work. Okay. Assert true. Logged out user. Confirm logged out user is displayed. Okay, that's nice. And logged out user message is not displayed. Okay, and then I can do this. Well, assert true, assert da da da. Is there any other assert in the scope of things? As there's a number assert. Aha. How about okay, create method true. No, we're not doing that. This is not going to fly. Okay. Let's see. Locked out user message to get text. I thought I could just get this um let's see if I can do it inside of the test. Let's go to test and see. Okay, inside of test I can inside of demo we can say search or search equals this system dot out dot oh no, that is also not, this is not what we are looking for. Okay, let's remove it. We will get to I hope we can get to a point where I can do this thing so I can show you what I'm trying to do. Okay, so yeah, let's execute this again. I think I've added two lines in the page object method here. I added assert true and assert equal. And then there is a system.out to print the text out. So we'll just leave it at that. Let's execute this again, and then we can move to another test case. Hopefully this new test case, now you can go on your own. Now that we have a standard user and a local user, you can go on your own and do for other users, right? It's just the same technique. Like we can actually add them. We can actually add them to the same test page, to the same test class. Sorry. So you can say test for test for what is this now? You can say test for problem user, right? Problem user, performance glitch user for problem user. Okay, now I need to say something. Logged out user message. Epic sad face. Sorry, this user has been logged out. So this is what it does. This last line here. Logged out user message. Then this is what it get the text. And what is the text? Sorry, this user epic class face user has been logged out. So yeah, this is sometimes you want to check that your code is working fine. You just print it to the console. Okay, now test for problem user. You can do the same thing for not asking for get problem user. Do the same thing for performance glitch. Do the same thing for others. And so on. Right? So we'll stop here. And then we'll now move on to other use cases. Let's see other use cases. We'll log in as a standard user here now, right now. Standard user and login. Okay. So yesterday we did logout, right? Let's see if our logout works. We inspected logout yesterday, if you remember. Yes, I remember. We have a logout mappings here. Look at it. Where is it? Logout button. Can you see? Click menu and logout. So this means that you can actually create a test case called what? Logout the user. This is login, right? So I can say new Java class logout source source demo logout logout test. Okay, so yeah, logout text. Yeah, you can extend, of course, extend test space, and then import it. Make sure your test base is imported. Where is this one import? Okay, so you have your test base here. The same way in which you created your test here. We have the web driver that which we inherited, don't forget. And then you can create your test by saying, yeah, test demo logout. Now, if you are logging out, how do you start? You launch, you launch, you enter your username, your password. You must be logged in first before you can log out. So, create source demo. Okay, we need to inherit source demo, right? So, of course, we need to inherit source demo. Let's just copy the import here. We need to import source demo. I'll just copy it here. I'll put it here myself. Okay. Now we have the source demo equals to new source demo, the standard user, blah, blah, blah. Because you have to be a standard user for you to be able to log out. Otherwise, you won't be able to log in if you use other kind of users. Then, do we have a method for click logout? No, we don't have. We don't have yet. So let's go back. We have the click the login button. Go back to your source demo page. You see you have input password, login button to login, confirm login text, logged out user. But we don't have the logged out method. No, we don't have. I mean the logged out method. So we don't have. Oh, is this where I wrote the glitch user thing? Oh, it should be inside this test here. I wanted it to be inside this test here. So you can put all that test here. You put all that test here on this same page for the login. Okay. Now let's go back to our source demo. We need to write a method to log out the user. So we can say public void click. Number one is click menu because once you log in, the first thing you do is to um, let's see. Wait, this is not the page. This is this is not is it? Let's close it. Quit and quit and quit. Okay. Now, of course, you have to click on this menu before you can log out. So let's go back and just say click menu. We have a web element for click menu already. We do. Yes, we do. It is this click menu. And we also, then you can also do what? Create another method for another action, which we can call, what's the name now? Click logout button, right? Click logout button is another action, and we have the logout here, which we call the logout button. Okay. Okay, so we have these two. So that means that you can create your test steps here. So click login button, click menu, and do what? One thing that I mentioned yesterday that we are also looking into apart from assertion is what? Wait. All right. Now, sometimes when you click on login or when you try to move from one page to another in a web application, the web elements don't get to display as fast as they should. And as for you, you already inspected and you are sure that, oh, this element is the right element, is well mapped. But maybe it takes time for the page to load, right? So you have to factor in all those page load time. You have to factor in all those web display time, right? Web element display time. You have to factor in how clickable the element will be, even after it is displayed, right? And sometimes, even when you have clicked on the element, it takes time for it to now move to the next page, right? So that's the essence of what? Of what? Of wait. So we have what? Implicit wait and explicit wait. Let's look into it in more details. Implicit wait and explicit wait. I don't know if we have this on Selenium page again. So we can see how Selenium uses its own wait. Let me see. Wait. Yes, implicit and implicit wait. There are waiting strategies in automation. Now look at it this way. Selenium has a built-in way to automatically wait for elements called an implicit wait. An implicit wait value can be set either to the timeout capability in the browser options or with a driver method that we have been using. Now, this is a global setting that applies to every element location call for the entire session. The default value is 0, which means that if the element is not found, it will immediately return an error. If an implicit wait is set, the driver will wait for the duration of the period of time before returning the error. That is how implicit wait works. Let's read it again. If an implicit wait is set, the driver will wait for the duration of the provided value before returning the error. Note that as soon as the element is located, the driver will return the element reference and the code will continue executing. So a larger implicit wait value won't necessarily increase the duration of the session. So what we are saying is that when you have set a value for the wait period, right, it's going to wait for the wait period. If that element does not show up by then, it is going to return an error to us, to the user, then we capture the error in our code, right? And then if the element, so as soon as the element is located, the driver will return the what? The element reference and the code will continue executing. So a larger implicit wait value won't necessarily increase the duration of a session. A session will always have its own duration. So the fact that you now gave it a larger wait time does not necessarily mean that it's going to find that element. If that element is going to be displayed when it's supposed to be displayed. Why? Because this is not an issue that is related to just the codes you are writing. This issue is related to the application itself, it's related to the infrastructure, it's related to how it has been coded before now. I mean, how, the integration of the application on its own, right? So we are just on our own from the front end, from the UI. We are trying to assume that, okay, this thing, when we tested it manually, should be able to wait for 3,000 seconds, or should be able to wait for 3,000 milliseconds or so. Should be able to wait for 5 to 10 minutes and so on. 5 to 10 minutes is too long, but there are some of these applications that wait for that long before they display just an element, or before they ask you to move forward. Okay, so let's look at this here, how Selenium does its own wait. Implicit wait in Selenium is written like this: driver dot manage dot timeout implicitly waiting, right? Duration dot of seconds. Now, when we tested this, there is really no wait, but I want us to see how wait works. So if you log out and you log in, how long does it take for the home page to be displayed when you click on the log button, right? When you click on the log button, it's like it displays immediately, but some websites don't display immediately. Okay, so let's see how we use our implicit wait. So for this implicit wait here, we have clicked on logger, right? Now go back to your pages here and see how you can add your, let's say as soon as you log out, yeah, we can add it to the logout. I mean to the login, sorry. To the login button. As soon as you log in, wait for a while. Where's our login button? Wait for a while and then display the home page. Login. Okay, this is it here. So after click, we can add an implicit wait here. Okay. Now let's go back here. We have driver.manage.timeout. So I will just say, I'll use the same thing and see how it flows. Dot manage, right? Dot timeout, right? What other thing? Dot implicitly wait. How many seconds? How many seconds? Yeah, because this is seconds here. You can say wait for 5 seconds because this thing is fast. Then let's import this. Okay, so you have something like this. Wait for what? For 5 seconds. And then do what? And then move on to the next page. Okay, now if you look at the test steps here, we have a click login button there, right? Let's see how this works. There's a click login button, and then after that, you click on menu. After that, we are putting that wait so that at least if in case it does not get to the menu part, that is to the product page. I think the menu is in the product page. Yes, this. So in case it's still loading and it can't find the this menu on time, it will wait for a while. Let the page and the element on this page, let them be ready to be interacted with. Let them be displayed. Let them be present, right? So when they are present after 5 seconds, then it will mean that this menu will be visible. There's also a way that you can actually also write methods to do what to ensure that your elements are visible before you do what you click them in order to avoid unnecessary errors. Okay, okay, let's just continue with this step. We have test demo logout. So let's execute this. I need to write a at test. Oh, God. No usages. Nobody's caring about that. Add test. Okay, so let's execute this and see how this works. Okay. To log out. It's not launching yet. Okay. Why is it slow this time around? La, la, la. Okay, when it was slow, I already knew that something is happening. Okay, let's see what is going on. Um, okay, I think I didn't write this part very well. Base test 16. Okay. So, is there something we are missing here? We've written the method. We have but we void this. Okay. Okay. No, we are not missing anything. So let's execute this again. So it's pointing to the base test. But I guess you see it is launching now. I needed to build it first. So I had to go back and build it. So I build it and then now compile it again. Okay. So now we have it log in. Click on the menu. Will it? Okay, it will not. Okay, I think I know why it's not clicking on the money. It's because of this pop-up, right? Right?
Yes, I think that one is blocking it. The pop.
Yes. So let's deal with this pop-up once and for all. Now, let's see how this pop-up works on the if we reproduce it, man, what's all this? Why is this thing bringing out? If we reproduce it manually, let me inspect. Okay. Password. I think it's a
I
browser
think
pop-up.
the browser usually the purpose is because you
Yes.
save the password on the Google account, and
Uh,
so it's
so
not
I'm
possible.
thinking of disabling this directly from my code. So I'm thinking is oh, okay, so
Um,
yeah. Let's see what we can do. So we'll say undo browser pop-up. Yeah. In Selenium. Yep. So let's see how fast to do this. I mean, I just want us to go through it, like make it easier to understand. Yep. Nope. Driver dot switch to dot alerts. Accept. Dismiss. Send keys. Close. Okay. Switch to pop-up. After switching to pop-up, switch back to the original window. Then, okay, this is JavaScript. But if you are just using this, you just say get the Windows and just switch to Windows pop-up undo, then interact by clicking on the button, then switch back. Okay, shall we try this? Okay, so we have I don't need to use wait. This one is always present. As soon as you log in like this, you will see it. So I can just say this switch to the alert, then get the text. No, confirm box, prompt, prompt. Does this look like prompt? Looks like it. Um, okay, we can use send keys because it's not prompt. I think it is an alert. Okay, so let's see how we use this. So we have this happens as soon as you log in, right? So we can put it here somewhere here after the login in the login method. Login. Yep. Where's login? Confirm login text. Okay. So after this wait here, we can add alert equals to driver dot switch to alert. So after you switch to alert, you accept. Is it accept or you close? Alert dot get text. Alert dot close. I want it close. But what is this? Yes, close. Close we do. So alert dot close. Let's see what how many letters can be passed here. Alert dot accept. Alert dot get text. Let's get text first. And then alert dot dismiss. I can dismiss. Okay. There's no login confirmation. We don't have login confirmation on this page. So once you close it like this, there's nothing. Okay, we can just confirm that we're on this page. So we can confirm we're on this page by, I think we even have a method for confirming that we're on this page. Confirm login. We have it. Let's see.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So we have get confirm login text. So we can use this login button and then call this also. And then let's see the text. We have login. No, I'll have to call my source demo page. Okay. And then after that, so I added it to login because it happens, the action happens as soon as you log in. So I let this method handle it to close the alert so that we can move forward. Okay, so let's see how this works now again. Okay. Mm, login. Okay. So for automation, we have only the OK button on this page, right? Mm. We have only the OK. No?
This another alert message.
Yes, it's different from the one that
No
it's
problem.
different from the one we saw when we were investigating it manually. So we're doing it manually. I think there were two or so. Let's see it again. When we did it manually, yes, what's this? This thing about passwords. For God's sake. Yeah, you see this check password and clues. So, but for right now, or when we're automating it, we have on our Chrome driver, we have just close. We have just close. So let's see how to do this again. Source demo. We have get. I asked it to get. See where I asked it to get text. Let's say you should get it. Alert. Dot get text. Let's see what text is. It does. In fact, I will system out. I will print it out. So when we know the text, then maybe we can perform an action on it. I will. For now, comment this out. Okay. Let's see. Switch to alert and get the text. Okay. So what am I having here? Alert. You didn't even show me login. Okay, you know what? Go back to the login, remove the timing, and go to your normal flow. God, what is that? Go to your normal flow and execute again. So sometimes when you are coding like this or you are writing your automation test cases, testing debugging could even take 70% off compared to the time you have used in writing the entire code. It happens. Not all the time, most of the time. Okay, start from your normal flow. Log in. And click on OK. Okay, did not click on OK. Okay, so I will say get OK. Get, there must be a way to do it. Alert dot get or click dot click and dot send keys. Send keys is to type in. There is nothing to type in. To accept, to dismiss. Dismiss is the closest. Let's see this again. Which one is the closest to what we can use? What alert. Okay. So press the OK button. What's this one saying? Press the OK button. Text something. Assert equals press OK button. Store the alert in a variable and verify it. If the alert is equal to the text, press the OK button. Except that they didn't show the code for the press the OK button. Let's see. Press the OK with the alert.accept. We have that too. Okay. So we'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. The text is okay. Right? The text is okay. Say it again. Okay, yeah. The text is okay, then allow.accept. Let's hope this works. Okay. Log in the user. And then we are back here. Another thing is for me to change my browser. That would be easier though, but should I? Okay. Let's see here. We have assert equals text okay. That's what you should do, except if it is not an alert. If it is a confirm. But it is also an alert. Cancel. Okay, let's do one more thing. We'll do one more thing. We call this one dismiss in case. Dot dismiss. Okay, Kemi, you can go on.
Well, I wanted to ask if we can inspect that OK button and
Oh
see the
yeah, I tried that earlier. It's a browser pop-up.
OK.
So it might be a little bit difficult to inspect. So you just assume the browser will handle it. Since it's not coming from the application.
Okay.
Yeah, look at it here. It's from the browser. This thing is from here. Let me
Mm.
go see if I can handle it directly from here. Uh, uh, or maybe from here. No, there's a way I can do it again, maybe from here. Workspace, preferences, or network elements, sources. Okay, it's not here. So I will undo this password thing later. But I need to execute our test. So because of that, we need to hurry up and perhaps execute this on, let's see, on another browser. So that takes us to, let's look for another browser. Let's call it, I have a Safari here. I don't know if we have a Safari driver. Yeah, I don't know if we have it. I've not used it before, but it's good to check. Interesting. Okay. Who's looking for this? Download. Okay. Safari driver. Hmm. I guess they don't have one. I think they can access it through the manager, driver manager. Okay, that takes us to driver manager. Let's use driver manager. This is interesting. If I use driver manager, it simply means that I can access every other kind of browser I want. So let's see Selenium WebDriver Manager. Selenium WebDriver Manager. Let's see how it is being instantiated. This Selenium page, right? Okay. How is it being instantiated? God, what is this? This is the normal method we have been using. Talking about the driver manager, talking about Chrome driver. Okay, I can access it here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Selenium WebDriver Manager. So I can access it for Chrome, for Firefox, and for Edge. Um, Okay. Previously, now it's like I'm on the same page. Okay, let me just assume. Hopefully, I still remember some things in it. Let's see if I can find it there. I don't have much time left. That should be inside our test base, right? Okay. So, I think we need some input here. Org dot this dot web driver No. Is it web driver manager? Web mm, manager. Um, web driver exception. It should be web driver manager. Import web driver manager. Oh shit. Okay, let's do it again. Import web driver manager. Manager. What kind of thing is this? Top one. Oh, I think I remember this dependency. So this dependency is from WebDriver Manager. I thought we could import it directly from Selenium. So WebDriver Manager.chrome driver.setup. Driver Manager. Okay, let's see. Just so we can access every other browsers instead of downloading Chrome driver, Firefox driver, Edge driver, and all of them driver. Okay, let's see. Let's import. I'll just want to give a title and there is no information. Zero information on what you are looking for. God. Bonic Garcia. Okay, this one again. In Selenium. Bonic Garcia. So we cannot go through Selenium itself. WebDriver Manager. Okay, let's see. From WebDriver Manager, this is Python. It's not. This is not. This is not Java. Okay, let's just see how it is done. Import Chrome Driver Manager. Okay. Import Chrome Driver Manager from WebDriver Manager. Okay. So again, Driver Manager. Driver Manager. Dot Chrome. Dot Chrome Driver. Dot. Okay. Dot Driver. Driver. Mm-hmm. Okay. Remove this. Let me just be assuming I can do it. What's the name now? Use Driver Manager. Then we can set properties to to can set properties. What's wrong with this now? Can set properties to WebDriver. Driver manager. What is this thing calling it here? Calls it drivermanager.com. Okay. Drivermanager.com.driver. And then here, there will not be any URL, right?
What you want to do is to use another
Yeah, right. Okay. We might
we
also,
cannot launch another browser the way we launch it.
and what if we face the same issue? There's actually a WebDriver manager method you can use. Maybe we will come back to that tomorrow. There is a web browser manager method you can use whereby you can access every kind of browser just through by clicking or by typing Chrome or typing Firefox, and then you can access it without downloading the what's the name now? Without downloading the Chrome driver or the Firefox driver. So yeah. So we have drivers here. Let's see if we can create a new directory. Correct. Firefox. But we have to check it also on Firefox first. I think I have a Firefox browser. We'll go straight to the source demo.
Mm.
Where is this thing? Okay. Okay. So we have source demo here. You log in and then we have it sharp. Okay, so let's see how we can download.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll find a way to download
Wala.
Firefox driver. Okay, this is it here, I think. So we have Gecko. They call it Gecko. Hmm. Tar. Hmm. Export it to okay, so let's see. Do I have it here? Refresh. What's it showing it? Gecko driver. Also export it to normal. Okay, now we can do a Firefox setup. I think I have it downloaded down there. So we can do browsers and then Firefox. And then we can just use a thing like this. Okay. We have Gecko driver. So we can comment out this line for now. We can have initialize the Firefox Fox driver. And then we can have something like this. And then we can import this. So we have Firefox option goes to new Firefox option, driver, blah, 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 blah. Then we can also do, let me remove this from the computer. Okay. So we have the system, the set properties to the Gecko driver. Now the Gecko driver is here. Oh my god, my battery is almost going to go flat. Let's charge it. Just a minute. I quickly plug this. Okay, let's execute this. I don't know why this thing is giving red, but just to confirm, I will go straight to the project itself and look for the driver. This is it. Yeah. Oh, I know why now. This was what happened during the installation of a Chrome driver, and I needed to give it permission. Permission. Where's my settings? Mm, mm. Okay. Don't know this. Okay, we can use this now. I'm terminating Chrome driver. It should not be red again. Anyway, let me try to build first. You build a project and then we'll try to execute. Okay, so let's check this again. What did I put here? I can comment out this to undo alert. I will uncomment my timer, which I put there. And then I'll go back to test. Yeah, login confirm and this. All right, so now that it has been built, see this laptop is making so much sound. I can execute. I think I have the test there already. Let's see how this executes. Close. Close. Yes, I have so many things open on this thing. Let me close it there. Aha, your password. Enter your password. Oh, that's good. 20. Okay. WebDriver Gecko. Drivers. Firefox. Gecko driver. Oh, I might have downloaded the wrong driver. Hold on, guys. You downloaded this one. Maybe I'm supposed to download it. Open with unzip and extract. But I'm wondering why this thing is red. It's not compatible with my OS. Okay, let's export it again. So I'll export this to the document. Come here, I can delete this. Delete, okay. Go back and look for Gecko driver. 1140. Is it this one? Okay. I think it's this one. Okay, so I'll copy this and move it. Which one? Let's try again. Hmm. Hmm. Good. Okay. Is it launching now? Oh, wonderful. Very fast. Did you see what I just saw? It works so very fast. So we had the wrong version of the Gecko driver installed the first time. So I had to like delete it and then try again. Now this is the second or the other one I downloaded and I installed. And now it's passing very fast. Now let's run that test again. Test ran so fast that we didn't even see it. Um, Click on login, get the text, click menu, and then log out. So look at it. Cham. And that's it. Okay, this is interesting. I think I like this Firefox. Everything is so clean. Like you said?
We need to apply the set timers to see what will happen.
The what?
The timeout.
Okay, the timeout. We have
The
the
implicit.
time. We have the timing there already. Look at it. I don't even know. I think we used a very short timing. Get it here. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. But of course, this 5 seconds is not going to, like we read about implicit wait. There's also explicit wait, which we will look into. Like I explained about implicit wait, there's really nothing much this implicit wait can do for you. Because one thing it does is it will wait for the element to be displayed, and depending on the timing you have set for that element, where is that page where we worked on it? Wait, it's not this, but I can search. Yeah, okay, implicit wait. But of course, depending on what time you send to it, I read out the condition for us the other time. I think it is here. So if an implicit wait is set, the driver will wait for that duration. I set 5 seconds. It will wait for that duration. 5 is fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it will wait for the duration of the provided value before returning an error. That's if it doesn't find the element. Do you get? If it doesn't find the element, it will wait for that duration. But look at this application. Does it look like it cannot find element? It finds elements pretty fast. There's really no, maybe we will look for another application that has a very long load time and has issues with web element getting displayed. Then with that, we can see how this width works, right? What happened just now? Hope I'm still on call. I'm still on call, right? Hello? Oh my god. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes.
hear you.
Oh, I thought my system went off.
No,
Okay,
no, 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 no. We're
okay,
hearing
it
you.
didn't go off. So if you look at how this flow works normally, you see that every element loads pretty fast. See login fast. It display without forget this pop-up. It displays pretty fast. There's no delay, right? So, but you see some applications when you click on something before it loads and display everything on that page, you know it takes some pretty few seconds. And with that, you can apply weight to them. So because of that, this our application, there is no delay in those web elements, and so even if you put 10 seconds, it will still be fast. It won't be delayed. Because normally those web elements are not what they are not slow, they are not. It is when those elements are really need to like take some time before they get loaded, because this implicit wait take some time before they get loaded and all of that. That is when you see the effect of this implicit wait. Now, when you even had more time, it does not affect it that much. Let's see how this works. I've increased the seconds to 10 from 3 seconds. So, is this is supposed to happen as soon as you click the login button? You click the login button, it waits for 10 seconds and then it gets displayed. It's not going to delay the page. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah. Can you see? Even if you put 30 or 100 seconds there, it's not going to delay the page. Why? Because these web elements here don't have a, when it is designed, Those elements are supposed to just design instantly, no delay whatsoever. The reason some pages, some applications get delayed is because of infrastructure, of the kind of applications that they have, and a lot of other things that causes those delay. And when you're automating them, you factor that in, and then we put all of those things there so that we don't get errors on our codes. We want the code to be able to interact with those elements and then get the results without anything blocking it or without any delay. That's the essence of what wait time. Okay, let's see again. How many test cases have we done today? We've not done so much. Let's do one more test case. There is one more we can do, and that is add to cart. Very simple. On the home page, we've not interacted with any element today. Let's see if we can get the web element for add to cart. So you're on this page here, and then you confirm that. So before we do this, we say get text. You confirm that this is the bag you want to buy. Because it's possible that maybe somebody comes later and filter and set this thing to, let's see, to Z to He, and then you want to run your automation. You are also saying add cat, which what kind of product, right? So there is the filter part, which I think, let's see if time permits us, we may handle filter too. Okay, so we have this page. By default, when you log in, this is what you see. So we'll say for this item now, we will interact with it by what? By adding to cart first. So we had to cut and confirm that it is $29.99. So we have the class, the ID, the name, right? So we can just use ID here. Had to cut source lab backpack. The name is there. So copy. If you copy like that, so we can come here and say source demo mappings. I'd find by ID is what I want to use, and then okay, add to cart, add to cart. What am I getting here? Oh, sorry. This is the error. Okay, so we have that. We also have, let's see. We also have we have this amount here. So you confirm the inventory item price. This is a div that has a class, a test data, a data test, what is that thing? I can also just copy the CSS selector, which is this copy selector. Once I copy the selector, I will then confirm that this amount is 29. I'd find by CSS backpack amount, right? Price of backpack. This is the price of backpack that I want to add to cart. Then I'll come here to my page and say, add to cart. Yeah, I can put this comment there. Okay, so I have click add to cart button, and do we have that? we have that already. Add to cart button. And then we also have price of backpack. So we have add to cart button, right? And then we have get price of what? Backpack. We want to return the text, which is $29.99. Okay, this will confirm that I'm on the right product. Okay, now we can come here, a simple add to cart. We have the login test, we have the logout test. We can create another test and call it what? New Java class test and call it system um add to cart tests. Now here we can have a lot of add to cart tests. Just like the login where we had a lot of tests for login and logout. You can also have a lot of tests. Test 1, test 2, test 3. What's here? I will leave it like that. Extends test base. Extends test base. Extend test base. The same format we have been using. We will use the driver means. Okay. Then you write your test method like this. Test method. Now all of this is wrong. So we have the setup first, and then we need its test steps. So the test step starts from where? The source demo page, which is what? Your source demo page instantiation, right? And then you now call the methods from there. The first one says impute the first name, the name, right? Then you have dot the password, impute password. What's that password again? Secret source, right? This is the password. So we have the password. Yeah, I guess we are finished for today because I'm looking at the time now. Okay, so click login. What's the next thing? Get confirmed. Then click on the card, and yeah, that is it. So let's run this test and see. So once you log in like that, you click on the cards, and once you log in the card, oh, we didn't inspect this one. So this one is supposed to like you show that you have it added to the card. Inspect this. Inspect this. Bam. Okay. So copy. Is an hyperlink, Abby? Let's just copy. You just click on it to show um, that this is added already. Okay, so we have my system is hanging. Okay, so this is a card button, I want to just confirm, add to cart button, get price of this, then maybe confirm this. We click on it and then we do that. Okay, so let's come here and we talk about explicit weight next week. I thought we were going to deal with explicit weight today again, but no, let's do it next week. This is our test here, and then we can do this. This is just to show that we have something in the cart, but we can do more confirmations later. Okay, so you're going to go through this yourself uh, during the week as an assignment. Try to replicate all that we have done in class and write more automated tests. This time around, not just tests, but automated tests. Oh, I didn't import this before now. Thank you. Okay. So try as much as possible to work on it on your own. Add more test cases. Like I said, there's a lot of test cases on this page. There's add to cart, there's remove from cart, there is filter, filter by A to Z by whatever. And after you have added to cart, what is happening? After you have added to cart, you can you can click on the cart and then check out, right? There's remove, there's checkout, there's continue shopping. So you see there are different scenarios that you can test. This thing is executing already, right? Okay, so you see. Okay, so let's go back. Go back. All items. Remove. Add. Click. Okay, so our click did not work, right? Let's do the click again. Yeah, it should fail. So, yeah, I think the click did not work. Go back. Remove. Add. Click. 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 Go back. Add. Remove. Inspect. Click. Click. Okay. So we can copy let's see if we can copy expert. That's that's are we still in class? Just to be sure I'm not talking to myself. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. This is our card button, right? Mm, Actually, there are different things. I said that is an A. There is a way they do this in let's see. Click on the CSS. I find by okay. Okay. Mm, Last name link test using partial link test. Partial link test. Not sure if I can use this. Okay. Okay. This is what. shopping cart link. I will copy this and or maybe it's the link test. Let me call it link test. Link test. Let's execute this again. What did you say? Unable to find element. I didn't even read that error. Well, I know that it will fail me because when I was inspecting it, I wasn't going to the next page or wasn't taking me to the next page. When you click on the card, it's supposed to like. Mm, okay, say it again. Was able to add to cart, right? Oh, I didn't even call the price of backpack. Okay, so let's just call the price of backpack and call it a day. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the reason it's failing is because I called this twice. I thought I called backpack. So the reason it's failing is because of this one. Okay, let's see. Okay. Execute, 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 execute. Mhm. Okay, the pass is this time around. So we have. Okay, so next time we will have them a confirmation, like an assertion to confirm that, or you can do it on your own at home. When you click on this, you confirm that you're on this page. Maybe you confirm through, no, don't confirm through Saga. You can confirm through your card to confirm that you can get this text and you're on this page when you click on the card. So it's highly possible that our elements for inspecting cart is wrong. Maybe that's why it didn't go. Or it can be that it was too fast. You click on it, but it cannot wait for it to be visible before it ended it because we have no wait time here or we have no confirmation for this page. So those are two possible reasons why we might not be seeing this page for this test. So anyway, you can confirm on your own and then we can call it a week from here. So this week we have done a lot in terms of writing of test cases. We have learned how to write test cases manually and also by automation, the importance of test steps, how your test has to be independent, how you separate web elements as mappings from the page object elements as pages, and how you create your test generally. Yeah, so we have done all of that. So next week we'll be looking into